Friday and Saturday besides watch a bunch of football, but I did go back and watch a Notre Dame game, and I was kind of hesitant to at first. Kind of made me sick to my stomach looking at myself in that game, and just seeing where we were at that point, and watching the Michigan State game. The progress has been amazing, and I just watched that to remind me of where I came from. My first start at left tackle, big game, and see how far it progressed and the offense has progressed. And that's something that I don't want to have that feeling again. So carrying forward, I remember that feeling when I watched that game film. So don't want to have that feeling going these next 4 games and hopefully 7.
Do you have any examples or certain things where you just weren't communicating correctly on the line? Or what was some of the things that you've noticed that you've adapted?
Kind of noticed, kind of losing my technique in the heat of moment. In the pass game and in the run game, I so vividly remember I got beat inside, I think a second or third and short. I got beat inside, running back out, hitting the backfield, and that makes me sick too. So, just refining those things and making sure they don't happen anymore is something that I really try to work on.
Do you pay attention the Pro Football Focus ratings and stuff like that about where you grade out and all that, or is it just inside the building that bothers you or that you pay attention to?
I don't really go out of my way to look at that stuff. My mom sends us to she's the one that's all over Twitter all the time. I go on there and I'll see it sometimes, and some people tweet at me. But yeah, sometimes those grades can be whatever. I don't really care about that grade as long as I grade out well in this building with the coaching staff, because if I grade out well there, then I'm really doing my job, because those guys, they probably do know football, but they probably don't know the kind of schemes and techniques that we have. So I don't know, maybe those would be inflated or deflated grade scores. But
so they're pretty skewed between at times?
Yeah. I'll say sometimes they're correct, but sometimes I don't really know.
Gotcha.
I don't really pay attention to them much.
How many times have you watched the Notre Dame game?
Since the game, I've only watched it once, and that was this weekend. I watched the film after the game 3 times, but since then, once, and that was on Friday.
And that was just as a reminder that you wanted to view that as where you come?
Just
Even though you knew it would make you sick?
Yeah, I knew it would make me sick, and I just don't want to have that feeling again. So that's what it was, just looking at wow, that was probably actually a really bad play that I had right there. And, I haven't had many of those blunders in these past games, and just don't have that feeling when we end the season in Columbus.
Do you feel like you made a big jump from game 1 to 2, or when did you see a more significant improvement?
I think the biggest improvement was during the Nebraska game. I think that's where I made my big leap, definitely, in Nebraska game, and then I felt another really big leap in the Wisconsin game. And those 2 games, I thought I played really well, and we were just having fun out there. Those games were really fun, and those are the games, especially under the lights, ESPN, 7, 8:30, whatever. Those are the games that you grow up watching and live for. So that was really awesome.
A few weeks ago, you said that you thought the run blocking needed a little bit of improvement. Where do you feel like now, after the Michigan State and Wisconsin game, where do you feel like you guys are at with that regard?
Yeah, Michigan State going into the game, the number 1 rush defense in the country, and we knew we were going to have to be on our game. And they came in blitzing, I think, 35%, and they doubled that when they played us. So they knew that they weren't going to stop us if they let us stay on our double team. So they were going to throw everything they could at us, and we did a good job, starting with Caesar, communicating up and down the line when we knew that there was going to be pressure, and we can get into our schemes that we have against pressure. So, those little nuances that are involved in that was really helpful, and we hopefully carry that over to Penn State, because they're a team that really likes to bring pressure too.
How often do you talk to your dad, and does he critique you?
I don't say he really critiques me. He really only gets involved if I come to him with any questions. He really tries to stay out of it. He doesn't really try to get too involved, but he's always there for me when I want his opinion or anything. He works in the NFL, so he gets some of the college tape too. So when he doesn't have much to do, he'll sit in his office and he can watch film, and he'll just text me some stuff every now and then. And yeah, it's funny, but he's pretty hands off with everything. But it's kind of nice. That's how it's been throughout my whole career.
So if you were sick watching the Notre Dame game, how did you feel after watching the Michigan State game?
Watching the Michigan State game as a unit with the offensive line, in the locker room, like, it was just unbelievable. I've never seen a locker room that much, like, the atmosphere in there. Everybody, Michigan State game, it was just like an overwhelming sense of pride in what we did. And we had Michigan offensive line alumni texting us how proud they were of us. It's bigger than yourself. And those guys that played years and years ago, they still take pride in this game and something really special to them. So being able to do that for not just us, but them is really awesome.
What stands out about Penn State's defensive line? And Jim, I think, singled out all of them this afternoon teleconference.
Penn State defensive line. They got two really good defensive ends. Played against one 2 times in high school. Know them pretty decent, and they got really good backup third down pass rusher in Shaka Tony. They're interior guys, big, strong, stout guys. They got fast twitch. They're going to come off the ball. They're going to penetrate their gaps, and if we do what we did against Michigan State, and we shouldn't really run into too much trouble. But Penn State probably one of the best D lines we faced all year.
What was it like having your dad and all of the other linemen back for that Wisconsin game, being the captains like that?
And I knew it was happening a few weeks in advance, and something special, definitely for my dad. When I saw my dad on the sideline, I could see him kind of tearing up, but I knew he didn't want to express it too much. And seeing him with all of his buddies before him and kind of after him, and kind of all the camaraderie that they have of being Michigan offensive lineman is something special and something that I look forward to in the next coming decades after this. But right now in the moment, that was just something really special I was able to share with my dad, and I'll never forget it. Got a few pictures from that too.
Did it make you want to elevate your game that much more in that game?
I don't think necessarily, but like we did talk to the Michigan offensive line alumni before they were at our practice, and they were talking their ears off, and we were loving every minute of it. And just they care genuinely about this Michigan offensive line, and that's something that's really special. And we just love it.
Your defensive teammates have talked a lot the last 2 days about that last touchdown Penn State tried to go for it last year. Stuck with them. Does it affect you guys at all? Do you think about that as well?
I don't really think about it too much, but obviously there's some bad blood between us. So we beat them the 2 previous years before, and we went into their place. They had one of the best players in the country. We shut them out 2 years before that, but that year kind of went off against us, and we weren't really able to do much on offense, unfortunately. But this year we're moving on, and hopefully it'll be a different outcome this year.
Anything else for John? Just real quick, when was the last time you played left tackle in a game for Notre Dame?
Senior year, like a state championship game in high school.
Sure.